Hey everyone, ever wondered what it takes to make a long trip in a car like Project Spirit? Stick around, you guys are going to see what it takes and what it's like. Hello everyone, and welcome to the Prince Magnum channel, where hot rodding and romance do coexist. I'm your host, Prince Magnum. Welcome to Do-It-Yourself Budget Hot Rodding, and in this episode, we're definitely showcasing Project Spirit at her finest. Now, I've got a long trip to make. I got to take some stuff up to my mom's. I didn't get to see my mom for the holiday, along with a lot of my family, and today's the best day I'm going to get a chance to do that. One of the downfalls of having a YouTube channel and still working, so you're kind of at that cusp where you're not able to, you're kind of working two jobs, if you will. So as the Prince Magnum channel continues to progress, we're not there yet. So this is the only chance I'm going to get to go see some of my family right now. So that being said, I'm gonna take Project Spirit on about a 2-hour-long drive. Now, what are some things that you need to know when you make a long drive like this? Number one, check all your fluids, okay? Check your oil, check your antifreeze, check your brake fluid. A lot of people forget to check the brake fluid. Anything, if it's a fluid in your car, check it, because now is the time, because the last thing you want to be doing is out on the road and one of your dummy lights comes on, or indicator lights is the more PC way of saying it, or one of your gauges goes wonky, whatever. That's one of the last things you want to do. And yes, it is very cold right now. I'm waiting for Spirit to kind of warm up a bit. All right, so that's, first thing out of the gate, check all of your fluids. Check everything, okay? And if you have the opportunity, weather permitting, make sure that you also grease some fittings, okay? And this is every time that you make, one of those long trips, and you haven't maybe done it with that car in a while, especially a classic car like Project Spirit. Something else that you should also do, make sure that you pack some extra money, okay? Check, because, things can happen along the way. This is the wallet I keep for YouTube, and I have my extra money, okay? Because even though I filled up with Project Spirit the other day, we're going to top her off anyways, but I still have extra money just in case. Along with that, if you got a spare, make sure you check that too. Make sure that spare is good to go, all right? Also, make sure you got a good charge on your cellular device, or at least have a way that you can contact someone in case something goes wrong. While you're also at it, in case that you can't call out, maybe something crazy happens, whatever, make sure that the people you're going to see, including your loved ones at home, know exactly where to find you. What route are you taking? Okay? Make sure they can find you. All right? So pretty much, I think I've covered everything I could possibly cover. Check your vehicle over. If it's a fluid, check your tires too while I'm thinking about it. Check all those things, all right? Now, and of course, make sure everybody knows where you're at. Check your spare, all of those things. Everything that, if you're going to make a cross country, especially if you're making a cross country trip, make sure you do all of these things. All right, I think Spirit is just about fully warmed up. These cast iron engines take a minute, but once they do, boy, they stay good and warm. All right, so move my trench coat. There we go. Put this in reverse. All right, onward and upward. So let's get this show underway.
All right, the first part of our trip, I'm going to stop off at Casey's and I'm going to get some gas. And then I look over at the main drag right in Bonne Terre, right next to Casey's, and looking at it, it's like it's going to take me forever because the traffic was so heavy in that area just to get to the on-ramp. So I got this crazy idea. Oh, well, I'll just go to the roundabout. Yeah, I'll drive a little bit further, but I'll go to the roundabout. The roundabout's over there on Old Orchard Street, and then I can hit Highway 67 and head north. I ended up automatically, because when I go to that spot, I always go south to head towards Farmington. So immediately I started doing that, and I'm like, oh shoot, so I actually chastised myself, and you'll actually see that here in just a bit on camera. And so I ended up in Deloge, realized, I was like, I can't believe I did that, turned around and got going north on 67. And so yeah, there's going to be that big laugh, and I even go so far, you'll even hear the music kind of change for that. And so yeah, that's exactly what happened. I just did what I'm used to, and that was start heading towards work. Just one of them things. Yeah, that just totally happened. So yeah, I'm going to chastise myself here in a moment on camera.
Yeah, that just totally happened. Well, now the trip can officially get underway. Can't believe I did that.
All right, folks, now that I'm turned around and heading in the direction that I'm supposed to be heading in, the next thing that I need to talk about is the fact that I made yet another mistake. And it was an honest mistake, but a mistake nonetheless. What this mistake was is I decided that the smart thing to do, because it'd been a long time since I'd taken Spirit on a drive like this, I didn't know how she was going to handle it, I didn't know what to expect. And there's still bugs to work out because she sat for about a year. So it just stood to reason that I would stay close to the highways, and if I had any problems, it would be easy for family or for Princess Faye to find me if there was any problems. Well, in thinking like that, what ended up happening is I discovered, on the highway, going if you go Highway 67 to I-55 to I-44 west, what I found was that's about a 2-hour long trip. Well, with the way people drive today, and somehow they think that a modern vehicle makes them, drivers fit for the Indianapolis 500, they drive very recklessly. There was actually a couple of accidents en route to just go see my family when that basically turned a 2-hour long drive into almost a 3-hour long drive. Folks, I can't stress this enough. When you're taking a trip like this, drive safely. And if you commute back and forth to work and it's about an hour to 2-hour long drive, again, drive safe. If it's going to take you a minute, be smart and just leave earlier, okay? Because the faster you drive, the quicker your reaction time has to be when something goes sideways. So this is where, I was driving the speed limit. The speed limit, I actually don't believe I ever took Spirit past 70 miles an hour. So again, I can't stress this enough. Drive safely out there, folks. And let me reiterate, Project Spirit actually got caught in bumper-to-bumper traffic a couple of different times en route, which that when I say bumper-to-bumper, you'll creep a couple of feet, then you got to stop. You'll creep another couple of feet, then you got to stop. And in this drive, under normal circumstances, would only take, at the worst case scenario, a quarter of a tank of gas. It took me half a tank of gas. On the trip home, I took the back roads. The back roads, it went extremely fast. It only took me an hour and a half to get home. I didn't have to fight with bumper-to-bumper traffic, and believe it or not, that trip, I actually did not fill Project Spirit up right away. I actually went almost another 5 days before I decided to fill up Spirit, and then I put in half a tank. And this is going back and forth to work and doing all the usual running that we do here at Prince Magnum Channel HQ. So if that's any indication, what I'm talking about, folks, drive safe, okay? Follow the rules of the road. They're there for a reason.
what an awesome trip to my mom's. You know, I got all sorts of neat stuff. We'll have to do an unboxing video just for all the stuff that, you know, my son got me, my mom, my stepdad. Shoot, check out the hat. My son picked that out. He knows what Dad likes, you know. All right, so now that we've accomplished all of that, Project Spirits, we're going to hit the road again. All right, so I'm going to see all of you on the road. Let's hit it.
All right, folks, let me tell you a little bit about that scene you just watched. My mother was actually right off camera and was just all smiles the entire time the camera was rolling. And, you know, for me, that was exciting to see Mom smiling, to let her see the work that goes into the Prince Magnum channel. And the fact that, you know, as of the making of this video, we've been hitting a lot of our goals and getting closer to getting the Prince Magnum channel remonetized. I know for me, letting my mom kind of into that world that is the Prince Magnum channel, you know, that was exciting for me, you know. So Mom, yeah, you got to see some of the work being done right on camera. So, you know, that's really awesome that my mom got to see that. All right, let's talk a little bit about the trip home. In the trip going home, I went from just outside of Union, in between Union and Washington, and went up to St. Clair, and then went, you know, the back roads, 47 to 21, into the backside of Bonne Terre, and it only took me an hour and a half. There's not a whole lot in the way of traffic. It's a very quick trip. How quick are we talking? Well, Mom told me that she wanted me to call the moment I got home. I did just that. She thought that there was something wrong. I said, no, I'm home already. And she's like, you're home already? How fast were you driving? I said, well, I took the back roads. It doesn't take me that long. There's not much in the way of traffic on those back roads. And to go along with that, talking about the first half of the video, I didn't get Spirit past 55 on these back roads, except at a few different points, like this one right here. And it's a big giant hill, and you know, it's a really good stretch. I couldn't help myself. I opened the old girl up. It was a great, you know, it was a great chance to, you know, to kind of get the speed up and see how she's going to handle around a few bends and everything like that. Nothing crazy, nothing too, you know, too serious. And at the same time, I could see how she's going to behave, and her engine's not going to work that hard. You know, we are talking about in the future of dropping a V8 down into her, and it kind of gives me an idea what I need to replace first before we start considering that V8 swap. So again, you know, trying to play it smart, you know, in the long run. Now, you know, let me tell you all right now, the moment I seen, you know, Bonne Terre, it just felt so good to be home. Not that there's anything wrong with going to see family and that sort of stuff. It's just, you know, after a long drive, it's just wonderful to see home, which is exactly, you know, I was just glad to be home and to, you know, start moving video footage to be able to begin working on this video. Now, let me also talk about, you know, I didn't, you know, because of some stuff that's kind of going on, and I don't need to go into a whole lot of details. This is do-it-yourself budget hot rodding, not in your face. I didn't get to see my son, but I was able to drop off a lot of stuff for him from the holidays. And of course, you know, my family had gotten a lot of stuff from me, and I was able to open that up and get a good look at it. And of course, I got to bring some stuff home for Princess Faye. And of course, Mom gave me some money, which has went back into the Prince Magnum channel, and more specifically is going into Project Spirit. Yeah, Mom, we got another video coming up soon. So again, you know, this trip was very important, and I got to see Mom. We went out to eat, had a great time, and it was just a lot of fun, you know, to go see my mom and spend some time with her. And of course, Mom got to see a lot of the changes that has happened to Project Spirit. And of course, Mom being Mom, she's like, you know, you got to get the body work done on this car, son, because, you know, she's going to rust away to nothing if you don't take care of her. And I'm like, Mom, I know all these things, you know. Mom just being Mom, you know, she wants to see the channel succeed. And obviously, if the channel's going to succeed, we got to take care of the star of the channel, and that's Project Spirit, you know. Let's also talk about some of the other stuff that also took place that day. Mom and I sat down with a lot of old photo albums, and we're going to actually be doing a video on some of those old photos, and it's going to be a lot of fun. I don't believe I've ever done anything like this, but we're going to kind of take a trip into, Prince Magnum's past, and you all get to see some old pictures from when, all the way back to when I was a baby, and quite possibly what eventually would lead up to the Prince Magnum channel. So there you have that little bit. Something to look forward to here in the future. All right. So that brings us to a good stopping point where, let me say right now, okay, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to smash that like button. If you're not subscribed to the Prince Magnum channel, you definitely want to do so at this time. Hit that subscribe button and hit that bell icon so you'll be notified every time we upload a video, well, just like this. And, as always, I like to try to leave a few shout-outs in the video, so there's going to be a box with some names of some channels that have continued to support the Prince Magnum channel like you would not believe, to help us hit that 1,000 subscriber mark as the making of this video. Along with that, as usual, get out there and work on a project. I don't care what it is, just do something with yourself. Remember, idle hands and a creative mind go together like oil and water. If you have a sweetheart, sweep them off their feet and do something special for them today. And as always, for all of you out there, if no one out there has told any of you that they love you today, Prince Magnum does. God bless you and have a happy 24. Thank you.